Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. For this week's reading, I'm using the Anna Kay Tarot, and I am joined by my foster kitty, Gracie. I still have her, and I'm taking her to the pet store today. And here she is. She's in the window, presiding over this reading. Gracie. 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 Hello, girl. Hi. I think she's watching a bug or something. Okay, so let's get into the reading. So the first card is going to represent Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And the whole point of this reading is just to get kind of an overview, a general overview or a snapshot of the themes of the week ahead. Okay, so this card is the Seven of Cups. And I think, didn't we get this card in last week's reading? It seems familiar. I feel like I just talked about the Seven of Cups in a video. So the Seven of Cups is often a card that will come up when you have a lot of options and there's a lot of choices that are available to you. And you may be having a difficult time narrowing it down and choosing one thing. When I look at this card, I'm really drawn by this weird posture of the figure on the card. So this woman is kneeling down on one knee, and she's almost like, it feels like she's worshiping all these cups, or she's like really regarding them with this kind of, almost like I get a worshipful sort of feeling. And one negative thing about this card is it can sometimes represent what happens to us when we get lost in our dreams. We get lost in our daydreams and our fantasies about what is possible and what we can do, and we kind of get stuck there. And I think it's always necessary to be in that place for a little bit when you're trying to figure things out, but you don't want to stay in that place of just sort of daydreaming about what's possible and kind of fantasizing and not really actually taking any action or making any changes. You're just kind of, you're just sort of putting all your hopes into the future, but not actually taking action towards making those hopes and dreams come true. And I feel like that's what this card is saying to us. It's saying it's important to have hopes and dreams, but those hopes and dreams are kind of superficial if you don't actually take any real action towards them. If you don't actually make any real tangible changes to get you closer to those goals and dreams. And those goals and dreams are really just there to kind of get you through the day and provide you with hope and fantasy to kind of basically help you get through the day or the week or whatever. And then as we move into the middle of the week, Wednesday and Thursday, we've got Ace of Rods or Ace of Wands. And there is, I love this card because it symbolizes so many things to me. Number one, there's a girl who's going from one side to another side. So there's this crossing over. And I feel like this really represents progress. And this goes nicely with what I just said about the Seven of Cups and about how, you know, you want to, it's not enough just to have a goal or a dream. You actually need to take action and make steps towards that thing. And Ace of Rods, I feel like that's about actually taking action and making, you know, bridging the gap between you and where you want to be and taking action. So there's that. But there's also this symbol, this theme of balance with this card. She's like walking on a tightrope and she's balanced. And I think that's just a reminder that in all of this, and the theme for this week, or the one thing you want to focus on is being balanced in the way that you approach things. So, and I think sometimes we want to approach things full tilt and put all of our energy into pursuing something, but this is just reminding you that you want to have a certain amount of balance. Otherwise, you lose your balance and you can fall off and you won't be as successful. And this just makes me think of whenever I have a new goal, I sometimes kind of really go for that goal and I burn myself out in like the first week, and then I never achieve the goal. People do this a lot with exercise. I remember when I was a personal trainer, people would have these really lofty goals. You know, they'd want to lose a ton of weight and they'd want to be exercising every day, and they would be so motivated and they'd be doing all this exercise in the first week, and they would just exhaust themselves and burn themselves out and then be like, oh, this is too hard, and then they would just quit. Okay, so the last card for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, we have a major arcana card, and this is Strength. And I'm just going to zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so we have Strength. And this card looks very similar to the Ace of Rods in its coloring. Strength is all about overcoming something. It could be overcoming your own fears. It could be about facing and overcoming your own self-criticism or that kind of negative voice that's in the back of your head. It can also be about overcoming some other obstacle or something that's been kind of giving you trouble in your life right now. Could be a person, a job, a relationship, whatever. I feel like, just based on the other two cards, I feel like this card is more about overcoming the obstacles that you create yourself. So, you know, your critical voice, being kind of hard on yourself, or whatever hang-ups or, blocks you have to whatever it is that you're wanting to achieve or create in your life. So I feel like that's what this card is about in this particular reading. And if you look at the Strength card, there's this ferocious lion, this real beast-like creature, and this lion is baring its teeth, and yet this maiden is being very gentle with this lion, and she has it on a leash, she has it like chained, but she's petting it, and she's just being very, very gentle with it, and she's being, she's not afraid of it. And I think that this is how we need to approach some of our fears and some of our, hang-ups and internal blocks to things, is being aware or acknowledging their power and how powerful they can be, but also being gentle with ourselves and how we approach these things, and not being too hard on ourselves, and always having that kind of gentle, respectful manner when we're trying to overcome these kinds of things that stand in our way. Okay, so I'm going to look at all of these cards together, and I was just going to see if anything else stands out. One thing that stands out to me is what the hands are doing in these three cards. So in the first card, this woman has her hands kind of thrown up in the air. She's not really doing anything. And that's because Seven of Cups, in a way, is about kind of not doing anything. It's about contemplation and considering your options, etc. But then when we get to the Ace of Rods, she's using her hands and her arms outstretched to balance herself and to create that balance so that she can move forward. And in Strength, she's using her hands. Well, she has one hand where she's kind of holding this, the chains that are on this lion, and the other hand is stroking this lion. So she's in a way using one hand to get control of something, and the other hand to soothe that thing. And I think that's an interesting, those are two interesting things. If you have something you want to overcome and that you want to face, being firm and also being kind and gentle are two interesting kind of things to consider, to think about. Okay, so that has been your weekly tarot card reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this reading helpful, and you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, to learn more about tarot cards. Oh, and say bye to Gracie. Say bye, Gracie. She's going to the pet store in 1 hour. I'm going to miss her so much. Say bye, Gracie. Okay, thanks for watching.